our brother who is doing his inaugural lecture this evening. We pray that your anointing will be upon him. That they will have every cause to glorify your holy name. Above all, we commit all functionaries unto your mighty care. Anoint every part of this room, so we'll have every cause to say that indeed you have visited us. This and many others we ask through Christ our Lord. Amen.
We'll remain standing as we sing the UCC anthem. Let's kindly take our seats. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I'm pleased to welcome you to the School of Graduate Studies auditorium here at the University of Cape Coast, where we have gathered in celebration of the scholarly achievements of Reverend Engineer Professor Ernest Teye. This afternoon, we all are privileged to grace his inaugural lecture, which is on the topic, Angry Food, Hungry Man, Developing the Food Oracle in the Face of Food Insecurity and Climate Change. Permit me to introduce the chair for this lecture. He is a professor of coastal ecology and interdisciplinary ocean studies, a distinguished scholar with over 15 years of scientific project management experience. He has an outstanding intellectual publication record in index journals on issues of coastal marine ecosystem conservation, small-scale fisheries, marine spatial planning, wetlands ecology, and marine conflict issues. He is passionate about international academic partnerships in his area of professional work. He serves on many national and international boards and holds many meritorious awards for his contribution to his field of work. Ladies and gentlemen, our chairman is the Pro-Vice Chancellor and Acting Vice Chancellor of the University of Cape Coast. Help me welcome Professor Dennis Wala Aheto.
Gideon Enoch Abekwe Esquire, Registrar of the University of Cape Coast. Nana Kwekuenu III, Mawarahin of Ogua Traditional Area, representing Osabarima Kwesiata II, Omanhin of the Ogua Traditional Area. Nanamba Iyaba, Krontenhima of Ogua Traditional Area. Nananom here present. Apostle Christopher Efum Nyako, Vice President of the Apostolic Church, Ghana. Professor John Owusu, Vice Chancellor of the Koforidua Technical University. Professor Daniel Nyadanu, Deputy Executive Director of the Cocoa Research Institute of Ghana. Professor Joseph Gatti Ampia, former Vice Chancellor of the University of Cape Coast. Professor Mrs. Rosemond Bohene, former Pro-Vice Chancellor of the University of Cape Coast. Mr. Jeff Emmanuel Teye Onyame, former Registrar of the University of Cape Coast. College of Professors, Provosts, Deans, Directors of Academic and Administrative Units of the University of Cape Coast, Heads of Departments and Heads of Halls of UCC, Members of Convocation here present, the clergy, staff and students, distinguished invited guests, our friends from the media, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon to you all. I am highly delighted to welcome you all on behalf of the Governing Council, management staff and students of the University of Cape Coast to this professorial inaugural lecture to be delivered by Professor Reverend Engineer Ernest Teye. We extend a special and heartfelt welcome to our distinguished guests as well as to the family, friends and associates of Professor Ernest Teye who have come from far and near to support and celebrate this memorable day with him. Your presence today reflects the value you place on scholarship, intellectual exchange, and the celebration of academic achievement. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, permit me to touch briefly on the significance of inaugural lectures. Within the academy, the inaugural lecture stands as a valued and enduring tradition. Indeed, it marks the official recognition of scholars' elevation to the rank of professorship, offering them a formal platform to share their intellectual journeys and contributions with the university community and the nation at large. An inaugural lecture is therefore a defining milestone in an academic's career, symbolizing both personal achievement and the institution's recognition of sustained excellence in research, teaching, innovation, and service. Registrar, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, Each lecture provides us an opportunity for professors to highlight their research achievements, innovations, community involvement, and teaching experiences to colleagues, students, and to the wider public. Beyond this, it also serves as a source of inspiration, offering junior scholars and students a compelling example of academic dedication and excellence, and motivating them to pursue similar paths of distinction. Beyond the celebration, the lecture is a showcase of expertise. Professors present the essence of their scholarly work, their lifelong research, what they truly profess, and their contributions to global knowledge. Indeed, it also serves as a means of public engagement, bridging the university and society by making advanced research accessible to wider audiences. Perhaps today is one of those rare moments when you can speak freely without the weight of accountability. And here I'm talking to Professor, Engineer, and Reverend Teye. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, at this juncture, permit me to celebrate and join me in celebrating Professor, Reverend Engineer Ernest Teye. Thank you very much. Professor, Reverend Engineer Ernest Teye was promoted to the rank of professor in August 2023. Today marks the formal celebration of this significant milestone in the presence of a broad audience of colleagues, family, friends, his partners, and the general public at his lecture titled, Hungry Food, Hungry Man, Developing Food Oracle in the Face of Food Security and Climate Change. Professor Ernest Teye will synthesize his extensive scholarly contributions in the field of agriculture, particularly in the area of agri-food integrity engineering. His lecture will examine the paradox of the 21st century where food is in abundance, yet deeply compromised in its integrity, quality, and safety. He aptly establishes that nowhere in this contradiction more visible than in Africa, where we encounter what can be described as hungry food and the hungry man. Hungry food reflects systems under strain, destabilized by climate change, degraded soils, fraudulent agricultural inputs, adulteration, and weak governance. On the other hand, the hungry man is not just someone lacking calories, but someone facing nutritional insecurity, economic vulnerability, and a growing loss of trust in the very markets meant to sustain life. Registrar and distinguished ladies and gentlemen, Professor Teye will highlight some of the challenges that affect the agri-food systems in Africa and the introduction of Food Oracle as a decentralized, AI-driven measurements framework designed to restore integrity across the entire food value chain. By combining portable spectroscopy, smartphone-enabled vision, electronic tongue systems, and advanced algorithms, the Food Oracle strengthens surveillance, supports regulation, and empowers informal markets where women traders dominate. More than just a technological innovation, it is a climate resilience strategy. Precision diagnostics reduce waste, seed verification ensures yield, and food authentication prevents fraud. Ultimately, it transforms reactive control to proactive intelligence, calming hungry food and feeding the hungry man through integrity, transparency, and resilience. Ladies and gentlemen, permit me now to present a brief profile of Professor Reverend Engineer Ernest Teye. And I think at this point we should give him a hand of applause. Registrar, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, Professor Reverend Engineer Ernest Teye is a distinguished Ghanaian academic, agri-food systems engineer, researcher, and a minister of the gospel, currently serving as a professor of agri-food integrity engineering at the University of Cape Coast, School of Agriculture. He is a leading pioneer in applying artificial intelligence, portable spectroscopy, and digital technologies to improve food integrity, safety, and the authenticity of agricultural inputs across Africa and beyond. Professor Teye's journey is rooted in humble beginnings. He is the second among 8 siblings born and raised by engineer Paul Teye and Mrs. Elizabeth Eshon Teye. He completed his secondary school education at Amasaman Secondary Technical School in 1999 and pursued higher education at the University of Cape Coast, graduating with a BSc in agriculture in 2005. Proceeded to the University of Pretoria, where he earned an MSc in research methodology in 2009, and eventually back to UCC, where he obtained an MPhil in post-harvest technology in 2010. And then Jiangsu University in China with a PhD with an Excellence Award in Food Science and Engineering in 2014. He also holds several international certifications in food safety, post-harvest systems, and educational psychology. I think we should give him a round of applause for this impressive academic record. Ladies and gentlemen, Professor Teye has built a remarkable academic career at the University of Cape Coast, rising from a teaching assistant in 2005 to professor in 2023, and currently serving as head of department since 2025, providing leadership in research, curriculum development, and industry collaboration. His research focuses on food integrity engineering, integrating artificial intelligence, portable spectroscopy, and data-driven tools to combat food fraud, improve food quality, and enhance agricultural productivity. He has led and contributed to numerous international funded projects by organizations including the UK Research and Innovation Fund, the International Atomic Energy Agency, and the European Union. Professor Teye has positioned Africa at the forefront of global discourse on food authenticity and safety, and collaborates widely across Africa, Europe, Asia, and North America. Indeed, he serves on several scientific boards, among which I will mention a few. He is a chief scientific investigator for the UN IAEA Uncoordinated Research Projects and the principal investigator for EU Africa Food Safety and China Africa Grain Security and Storage Joint Laboratory Project. Our friends from the media, ladies and gentlemen, with over 75 publications and 2,400 plus citations and multiple awards, including UCC's Best Researcher Awards, and please listen carefully. For 2017, for 2019, 2021, 2023, and 2025. UCC's Best Researcher Awards for all these years. That's very impressive. And the MTN 40 Under 40 Innovator Award for 2022. Congratulations, Prof. He is a recognized global thought leader in post-harvest technology, food fraud prevention, and agri-food systems innovation. Professor Teye has supervised multiple PhDs and MPhil students, contributing to capacity building and actively engages in farmer training and industry support. He also serves on several international boards and expert committees. Beyond academia, Professor Teye is a pastor of the Apostolic Church of Ghana. Specifically, the Royal Basilica District in Cape Coast. And known for his leadership in community development and mentorship, earning the Exceptional Community Minister Award in 2025. Registrar, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, Professor Reverend Engineer Ernest is married to Lady Winifred Akpene Teye, and together they are blessed with 3 beautiful children. Nico Simeon Teye, and I hope they are here, Lodina Teye, and Jehuda Ernest Teye. His life indeed reflects a commitment to faith, excellence, innovation, and service. and with a mission to build sustainable and trustworthy food systems in Africa and beyond. On this note, I want to thank you all for your attention.
Mede enchia kese ne free team kom sheku ebremo masomafo ni mejanom se munje mahenewa ende ewia we dia medenam eye tete nkom sha free tete di aso mu atete ahye form saba pa neni has been nurtured na yaso abapa na yatete na ende ya de ebremo. I've not come to stir your hunger for the good news that we seek to take away today. But the Medinam no enya come chesem. Nkwanhyesem I will say so here na de to ekotojemu. You can Christian me to be the John the Baptist for today because bestowed on me today is the unveiling power of a moment. I have this good news. I'll share for everybody to have a portion of it. Meche mo bie nya bi. But I'll be brief. Menche. Enti na ahwe my maswa meche. So relax. Be comfortable. Be comfortable in your chair. As I draw close to the chair, prof chair, to ask that you kindly grant me the amnesty to ride on the already existing protocols as I articulate. Thank you, Chair. Long before Times Highest Education, Ghana's best university could define its extent. Long before all these honorary mentions and accolades could rightfully ornament him. Long before this star could rise into the gallery of the legends, there existed a different kind of light. A different kind of light in the suburbs of Accra. And it sought no applause nor trailed the pointing fingers of mockery peers and accused people because it was a humble beginning. And from wisdom, discernment, and drive, this individual had humbly gone through life with persistence. To many, there was just a life of struggle and survival. But only the metaphor of future, the evidence is showing today, could be the attesters that he was the bearer of light. To many, he was just a boy. But the one who is uninterruptedly and uniquely abundance of grace, the Aduman Kwashanimano, the Aduman Kuma, saw a vessel. And we have stood today to witness this greatness of a man. From the family of Teye, he stood gallant, so gushing like a flood, heavy. Now Su, now Crow, now Teye. He was the boy Teye. Yet, destiny is never stationary. It requires a specific kind of focus. The world earnestly waited for a man who saw that good enough was the enemy of world-class and groundbreaking inventions. The world had waited for this man who would be the solution seeker in the face of food insecurity, bridging the gap of the soul and the soil. The world literally had earnestly waited for a man whose earnestness became his signature. Oh, the boy Teye was earnest too. He is Ernest Teye. Beyond the Royal Basilica Assembly, he's a father. A man is no whole if his intellect outpaces his spirit. Beyond Nikos, Basit, Jehuda, he's our father. A father who lives without a net. Oh, he's a leader, a steward. Has been an example to people local and abroad. Wide range of individuals who attest that he's a father. He's a very good father. Oye papa, papa. He stands to ignite the flames of people who come in with even oil and fire, coming in to say that he bears a good energy that flames you higher. I said papa. Papa way there. Papa. He comes to do well in bringing this, and we see that because of how he oversees beyond the Royal Basilica Assembly of the Apostolic Church. He has been revered. That is why he's a reverend. A reverend who we've earnestly been waiting for. The Reverend Ernest Teye. Do not need to be a prophet to profess on this day. Neither a reverend to give a prophecy on this. Today he stands as a titan in a world full of misfits of angry food and hungry men. And in these turbulent times, he has been a solution seeker. He did not find his niche only in books, but the very chemistry of human survival brought about this niche. I told you earlier, I did not need to be a prophet to profess. He is already that professor, the Professor Reverend Ernest Teye. Today, he has come to speak of us of angry food, hungry men, and developing the food oracle in the face of food insecurity and climate change. A man whose time has come, an engine of hope for food security in Ghana and worldwide. University of Cape Coast, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome the man whose time has come, the man of the moment, the engineer, the Reverend Professor Ernest Teye.
Today is a great day. Every morning when I wake up, that's what I say to inspire myself. So that inspiration has just come at the right time. Thank you. Professor Chair, the acting Vice Chancellor and Pro-Vice Chancellor of this great university, Professor Dennis Aheto, the Registrar, Professor Gideon Abekwe Esquire, former Vice Chancellors present, former Pro-Vice Chancellors present here, Chair of the College of Professors, the National Headquarters, Apostle Efumnyakon, Vice President of the Apostolic Church, Nanano, ladies and gentlemen, permit me to borrow what our former Vice Chancellor, that's the First Lady, said, Ebusianfo. Because today what unites all of us is what I'm going to talk about. And I know at the end you have a lot of take home. And we are all going to benefit from the speech. Today, I'm talking about hungry food, hungry man, developing the food oracle in the face of food insecurity and climate change. I didn't know we have the solution with us, but at the end, there's a lot of take-home, and Ghana is truly going to be the gateway to Africa. This title came about when people started calling me with any other challenge they find in the food system. I will receive a call. And it doesn't matter the country. I've received calls from so many countries I cannot mention, just because I have, by grace, made my name in this area of specialization. So I just want to brief all of you with some. Food is the only substance that unites all of us. It's only those who don't live that will talk about food in an evil way. But if you are living, food unites all of us. That means that anything you do about food has something to do with humanity. And food, again, without food, all the sustainable development goals cannot happen. That means that food holds the core or center of our being. And today I just want to brief you through a few, what I have done. But the other attribute of food that destroys human nature, but we are not aware, is food fraud. And oftentimes you get even learned people who argue and they don't know what food fraud is. So at the end of it, you have a gist of what food fraud is. However, we need to be able to know what food fraud is so that when it's being done, we'll be able to curtail it and have the best of what we eat in food. Food fraud is a silent killer. And therefore, we need to kill it before it kills us. If we don't kill it, it will kill us slowly. And oftentimes you hear people attributing death to witchcraft, to something else, without knowing that food fraud is what caused it. And therefore, we need to all know what the oracle that we're talking about is. And when we know that, I think it will help all of us. So what do we mean by food oracle? I don't want to waste time on this slide. But the oracle, everybody here has the oracle. And the oracle are the 5 senses God gave us. And that is the best way to describe what an oracle is. Let me just give a demonstration. Can I get water, please? Can you open it? Now, anytime you're drinking water, you must first use the oracle God gave you. Oftentimes, we drink it before we remember there is an oracle. And that oracle is your nose. So if you look at the oracle, all these are oracles God has given us. And the brain is a processor. I remember one day I was processing cocoa in the lab in China. And all my lab mates fled the lab. And they told me that it is smelling. And I was like, wow, I'm inhaling it and you are telling me it's smelling. So I told them that this is what we use in making chocolate. And they were like, wow, is that so? So it means that in their processor, they've not come across cocoa beans before. So anything that comes in is strange. So there again, these 5 senses is what you need to use. For instance, all of you, let's watch it. If you are drinking water from now, first use the oracle. You open it, you start from your nostril before you drink. It will give you a first indication whether the water is fresh or is mad. If you don't do that, then it means you can drink poison. So your first oracle is your nostril. And this is what I learned in some of my professors in China. The first oracle God gave us is your nose. However, oftentimes because of our fatigue, we forget about the nose as an oracle. So what we have done is that science have helped us develop what we call the electronic nose. And this electronic nose, together with multivariate organism, it can mimic the nostril and be able to tell you whether the food you are eating is fresh or not. And I'm going to prove some of them to you. But I just want you to get the context where I'm coming from, that the oracle, you already have it. All the calls I receive, what do you mean by oracle? Today, I think that one is dealt with. This is the oracle. And after helping your brain to memorize all the aroma, the taste, the challenges, you'll be able to identify. But because of subjectivity, we have metamorphosed this subjectivity into an electronic mean. Therefore, you should be able to come out with it. And I have worked, out of these 5 senses, I have worked on 4 of them using artificial intelligence. So 4 of them. The first one is spectroscopy. The first one is spectroscopy. The second one is electronic tongue, and then computer vision. So with your eye as an oracle, you can tell whether the food is going bad or not. With your tongue, you can tell. With touch or light, you can tell. This God has already given us. Oftentimes we fail. We fail to use the oracle, and therefore we pay the price of other death or sickness which cannot be cured. And I know this should be a wonderful take home for you. So let's go on. One day I was just there and a friend told me that Africa has 60% of the global arable land. Yet still, we contribute to only 14% of the global food export. That means to tell us that we export only 14%. And you and I know when they close the Strait of Hormuz, they contribute only for 25% of fuel. Yet still, look at what is happening to Ghana. Fuel prices are going up. But what is Africa doing? We have 60% of the arable land, yet still we export only 14% of food. That means to tell us that in the near future, Africa is going to be the food basket of the world. And we need to brace ourselves in that so that we contribute. But I went through a data after a meeting in the UN. Why in 1980, look at the yield, maize yield of US. It was above 4. But look at Africa. Even in 1980 yield and 2020 yield of Africa, it means that we've not been able to get the yield we are supposed to get. We cannot compare ourselves even to US and China because the yields they had in 1980 is still far higher than what we are getting in 2020. What is the cause? After studying the food system, I came across, and this is what came to mind, garbage in, garbage out. Therefore, through the UK support, we decided to go around Africa and sample what garbage farmers are using. That's why they are getting the yield they are getting. And Prof. Chair, it's so interesting to know that we came across fake fertilizer. It means that the farmer is not applying the right fertilizer. Why? Because these fraudsters are making money from our farmers. And this is not even in Ghana. It's East Africa and other places. For Ghana, I know for sure they did some at Doma area and they found this. Again, Prof. Chair, again, our farmers do what we call blanket application. This blanket application, again, is not the best because we are not all in need. Therefore, if you give all of us, it will go waste and it will influence the environment. Blanket application is not what our farmers are doing, and it's not the best. So you can look at reality. You go to the farm, some are tall, some are short, some are nowhere to be found. And this is a typical scenario of what is happening in Africa. Again, others also give equal. They spray the farm with all sorts of fertilizer just to get increased yield. But it's about time we do equity so that our farm will be uniform. However, this is what they do. Our soils are porous. We can't tell what is inside. We do blanket application. The seeds in the system are also fake. My friend here, a former boss of Hunger Project, when I bought some seeds to plant, the seeds never germinated. I was like, how can a professor in agric plant seeds? So I decided to investigate, and I realized that the seeds were not viable. They were selling seeds which were grains. So look at how our farmers are suffering. It is because of some of these things, and we need to curtail it. And as a professor in that field, I decided to go to and get soil sample so that I put this in the hands of farmers so that any farmer at all can tell the quality of soil. And Prof. Chair, we took so many samples to my lab with this spectrometer and the mobile phone. We were able to train the spectrometer to understand the quality of soil. So within a twinkle of an eye, any farmer anywhere in the world, any part of Ghana, should be able to tell us what is in the soil. By so doing, you'll be able to apply the right amount of nutrient and not do the blanket application, which sometimes wash off into the sea and causes a lot of challenges to the marine life, which I know you will be interested. So now we can say for sure that University of Cape Coast has this model which works up to 98.6%. 98.6% accuracy. That means that any soil we pick, we should be able to tell you the nutrients in the soil less than 30 seconds. Thank you. I hope. Prof. Chair, after that, this news also keep coming, especially in East Africa. They did a global research and they realized that fertilizer, which we use in growing the crops we eat, are not authentic. So I received a call from East Africa. Can your model, which you use for rice, work for fertilizer? I said, that is a good attempt. Can you send me samples? Can you support us a little? And let's see what we can do. I think I should be happy to see Professor Joseph Ampiagate here. He was the first to sponsor or agree for the purchase of 2 spectrometer for us when we approached him when he was the Vice Chancellor. And I'm happy to see him here. So we set off to do this to help our farmers. Prof. Chair, it's happening even in the European Union. Large seizure of illegal or counterfeit agrochemicals. Europol Silver Axe operation. What is Africa doing? What is Ghana doing? East Africa is taking the lead, and I try helping them, and we also again try getting samples. So with these 2 kits in your pocket, anywhere you go, market surveillance for the integrity of fertilizer can be done. With this, if farmers get it, they should be able to get the right fertilizer and plant, and they are going to get good yield. And I'm sure at the end of this lecture, if we all agree and start this, everybody will become a farmer here, because that's the only profession you get more than 100%. But because the garbage is in, the garbage is out. But we are solving garbage in, garbage out challenge in Africa, and we've taken center stage to that. And Africa is all working towards our lab. From here, so with this again, Prof. Chair, we've done the training in our lab. You can see a clear clustering trend, and these are some of the percentages we had. And with this technology, we should be able to tell you fertilizer that is authentic, fertilizer that is adulterated, fertilizer that has expired. And with this, food is going to be abundant in Ghana, and we are also going to be like the Europeans. So we've been able to unmask fertilizer fraud in UCC, and this is the first to be done in the world. Prof. Chair, the next challenge, this one was personal to me because I planted, they did not germinate. Others also planted, they could not get the right yield. On the label, they said it will give them 6 tons per hectare, 5 tons per hectare, but they were getting 2 tons. The challenge is systemic. So what did I do? I tried collecting samples around to see the integrity of the seeds. And Prof. Chair, we came out with a wonderful solution. You could see from there that our seeds were clustering differently, even though they are the same seed. And after training them, we had 100% classification. That means that when you buy seed and you want to be sure that it will germinate, you want to be sure that it will give you the right yield, you don't need to destroy the seed. Again, you don't need to carry the seed and travel to any big lab. You just need this simple technique, and you should be able. What they do sometimes is that they fed the seed and put it in water, and after that, they try nursing the seed to see. So it will take you like 10 days, 1 week to get the results. But with this technology, we are moving global, and it is going to help the whole world, not only Ghana with this. And these are news I captured from Uganda, Kenya. This one is Asia, and you could see they arrested some people who were selling rice. Rice that was made for paddy. They were washing it, and they were selling as seeds. And crop science professors will tell you that there's a difference between the seed. The seed was made specifically to grow well, to withstand challenges. The grain was to polish and eat. Why are some people doing that? Because 1 kilogram of grain is cheaper than 1 kilogram of seeds. And so the financial bit is propelling these fraudsters to do that. And we need to tell them that when you do that, you are destroying the entire humanity, because food binds all of us. And so if there is something we need to do well, we need to look at the integrity of our seed so that we avoid garbage in, garbage out. Without garbage in, I'm sure all of us will be great farmers, and Ghana can export a lot of food, and revenues will flow into Ghana. So, Prof. Chair, again, this simple technology, we showcased it in so many countries. And it is so interesting to know that, Prof. Chair, our publication was captured unknowingly to us, but we received the alert from a UK network, Food Authenticity, and they captured this. Lucky for us again, this woman paid a visit to our lab just to look at what we are doing. She is the UK government chemist. She came to our lab, and she was shocked to see a small office, but doing great things. Thank God. So, Prof. Chair, to eliminate the challenge these are the 3 technologies we've developed. And these publications are cited so many times. And oftentimes I receive alert, I receive calls, can you help us? Currently, there is a call from East Africa where the tax invasion unit called that they want us to help them overcome the challenge, because this is what they have. And if you are reporting that you can do this in less than 5 minutes, then come and prove to us. But because of some of our, this year, we decided to wait. So all these publications are online. It is authentic, it's proven to work, and together we'll save the planet from food being hungry. So next year, Farmers Day, I'm sure Ghana is going to be happy if the Minister of Agri, which we sent invitation, they all imbibe into this technology. And it's cheap. $3,000, you should get the phone and the scanner. You come to University of Cape Coast, we train the model for you. It can be applied everywhere in Ghana. And when it's applied, you know, you and I will have a lot of food to eat. And food will bring unity. And so the next Happy Farmers Day, I am sure that the government is going to buy into this to help us. So the impact. This 3 single research that was done in the small lab in the University of Cape Coast School of Agri, now Agri-Food Systems and Technology, our lab, Prof. Chair, the impact is that it's going to help the entire sustainable development goals. Why? Because we have economic, we have environmental and social. At the same time, if you look at the ripple effect, everybody is included. I don't want to bother you, but again, you've gotten the entire picture that together food will be abundant. And again, I hear people saying, let's try and add fortification when they buy the meal. If you are buying fertilizer that is deprived of the nutrient, then it means that the food you are eating is going to be chaff. There's no need for fortification. If there is a need, not when the fertilizer you are using, the inputs are rich. If they are rich, they will be transferred into the food, and the food will be transferred into our body, and our body will be transferred into a nice environment, and thereby help the entire agri-food system, the entire food chain. Prof. Chair, let me swing straight to the hungry man. I know everybody in one way or the other has gone through this situation before. But when I talk about this, people say, what do you mean by hungry food, hungry man? Man, yeah, for man, we know. Is it because there's no food? No, it's not that. At the end of this, you know. I know all of us are aware of this. Currently, by grace, we have a project that is doing this from the Africa EU project. It started just last month, so it's fresh. Now, we have 3 PhDs that have completed in this. And so we are now going to what we call technology level 7, where what they have done, we will metamorphose it into real application so that at least you can enjoy your spices. Because again, a lot of people are fraudulently doing what we call powdered pepper for us, using color, sawdust, and some paper, a lot of issues. And it's so sad. But now we are on their neck because we have technology. Again, rice. We all know the issue that came, plastic rice. And plastic rice issue, we were 5 in the world, including myself, because they saw one of the publication. And we did a lot of work on rice. So now the rice challenge is solved. So please try and eat local rice, because that's the rice that God made for you. It's the best. You can't do without it. Even though I hear it's sold at 85%, 85 Ghana cedis to 90 cedis, where the international ones are sold at 50 cedis. If you buy cheap food, you buy expensive medicine. So if you go through this, our lab, we've been able to do all this, and I'm going to prove to all of us today. Now, take a look at this. Sometimes your eye will deceive you. Have you seen casty, tasty? So if you are hungry and you enter a supermarket, Prof. Chair, I'm sure you will pick casty as tasty. Again, half of this is in the lab, so you can come and have a look. Look at the design. It's almost the same. What is happening? This should tell us a story. Why is it that you dress like an apostle? Meanwhile, you are not. You have the name. You are not. So you see, it is dressed like the original one in Ghana. So where from this? And look at this. Slim and slim. So a lot of things are happening. Look at it. Is it Salisu or Salifu or... So when you are there, sometimes you forget your spectacle in the house. You go to the supermarket. You can't be deceived with salsa. Oh, I bought salsa. Meanwhile, it's salisa. And of course, this is not in the FDA approved list. So if you buy it, you should be sure that you're going to have challenges with your health. And please, let us all be vigilant when we are buying food from the supermarket. Especially, buy from the FDA approved ones. At least that one, we are sure that it's approved. So with this, Prof, I want to show you a simple video. Just tell me what you see again. Look at this woman carefully. This is fish. Prof, you should be interested in this. Wonderfully. What is she doing? Prof Agrifin, you said fisheries and aquatic resources. What is she doing? For me, I am interested in the integrity of this food. What is she doing? So those of you like red fish, is it fish that they've painted for you, or fish that is really red? And oftentimes, some of these things are carcinogenic. And there is a saying that because it will not kill black man immediately, you can eat it. Look at this. Orange. Because we all want it colored. Look at the woman. Are you seeing something, please? Now, watch it critically. You see that in the next cycle, what was inside entered either her eye or something, and she pulled back. And it's going to happen here. Just watch. Just watch. These videos were sent to me by friends and colleagues around the world. I did not get them. So, just watch here. You see? It means that it has some pungency or something that caused her to go back. But she's still doing that because she will make a lot of money. Please, when you are also buying food, be careful. If it's too beautiful, be careful. The next one, tomato. And these are uneducated people sometimes. They are just adding for the fun and for the beauty of the food. And this is what some also do to get yellow gari, thinking that is the kind of cassava variety we have other in UCC or crop research, which is yellow, and it has beta carotene. They are adding palm oil. We don't know the source. Even in the palm oil, they might have added Sudan dye. So we should be careful. Again, probe further so that we come out with the correct food. So, Prof. Chair, let me go to case one, which everybody is aware, honey. Honey is one of the things that everybody should have in the house. However, when you hear honey, you are all like, no, there's rubber, there's that. Because of that challenge, we were Africa, especially Ghana, we have a global potential of $1.5 billion. If we are able to look at the integrity of honey, we can export and we can make money. But because of the issues of fraud, it is crippling our global potential and it is destroying that. And again, consumers' confidence are down. We have blockade because we cannot export because of some of these little challenges. But what did we do? We realized that a lot of guys called, the spectrometer is too expensive, we cannot buy. So we set off to use a mobile phone. I know all of us have mobile phones. Some of you, your mobile phone actually opens by your thumbprint. Some it opens by your face. So we're trying to also integrate this fraudulent honey into the mobile phone so that the mobile phone will understand you. Because, Doc, your face cannot open my phone. My face cannot open your phone. That means that it has some intelligence in. So after setting out, we were able to use our mobile phone to be able to take the picture of honey at different rates of adulteration. After processing it, you can see a neat cluster. That means to say that with your mobile phone, very soon we have this prototype in the University of Cape Coast in our lab. You should be able to do that for honey. And this paper is published in a very good journal and is getting a lot of recommendations. And I'm sure it's part of the papers that are helping UCC to be ranked among the topmost. Yeah. Because nobody has done this in Africa. And in UCC, we are the liveliest of them all. Thank you. The next challenge is palm oil. We all love it. This is what we call the international liquid gold. However, others have found the opportunity that because there's a lot of market and you also like beautiful things, let's add color so it will make it beautiful for you. Be careful. Beauty can be this. So, again, we did this one, a PhD, 2 PhD students. One, we were able to look at that. And out of what we collected in Ghana, we had 42% contaminated. But we also wanted to build a rapid detection. Again, Prof. Chair, to detect this in the lab would take you not less than 1 week. So before you come back with results, consumers might have finished the food. So we set up to increase the speed by seeing if we could use artificial intelligence to do that. And let's see. This is what we came. And this was sponsored by the UKRI. You know how UK research innovate. So we were awarded this grant, and it was a plus to my credentials, because to win a double silencer from the UK RI, it was a plus. So with this, and that's what we did. Sudan dye, palm oil. Now we can do that in our lab. And very soon, we're going to deploy this to other companies. Currently, we are trying with a company in Accra that is using another one. But now, International Atomic Energy Agency has given us money. They've bought new scanner, which I have in my lab now. I have not even opened it and tried. I'm going to do that, and it's going to help Africa. And Ghana is going to be the best. Let's watch this video.
To check whether
this one is a long time ago,
food.
2017.
And it's very quick. We just pour it into the petri dish.
And this video was done by African
it,
AAU. They came to my lab because they heard of what I've done, so they could shoot a video and make it popular.
You put it on the scanner. Perfect. Then you go to the app, you open it, and then there are a lot of models. So you go to palm oil model, then it will open up. After that, make sure
and this was done in the School of Agric lab.
Bluetooth
so
connected to the phone. So you just click on it. As well, we scan 5 times. Is it adulterated or is pure? Yes or no? So our first result is in. Now this one as well, level of adulteration, it says pure. And this we are sure of the source, because we went to where they were doing it. So we are very sure of the source. And when it proves to us yes or no, we now take this sample to the lab, and then we'll conduct a verification.
okay, so thank you. So Prof. Chair, after the verification, it makes it easier. So it means that when you bring 1,000 samples, we can scan them within, say, 30 minutes, 1,000 samples. Those that are suspicious, we take to the sophisticated lab. So it will help us rapidly detect the integrity of palm oil, which is the golden oil in Ghana, and it will help the whole of Africa. Because you all know the palm oil industry, it employs a lot of people. So if people are killing the industry because of fraud, it's not going to help all of us. Again, Prof, during my PhD, like I said earlier on, the oracle, the tank, so it goes through the same process. So I got a machine called electronic tongue, and the first, so I was advised by my supervisor, do something to help Ghana. I was like, okay, let me look at cocoa. Can we cluster cocoa from the location where it is coming from, so that if there is an issue, we can block that location? So we were doing what we call geographical identification, traceability, and we use electronic tongue, first to be done in the world. Again, you can see from this, it can now cluster cocoa from the 7 cocoa growing regions. So you can trace where it is going. This paper has received a lot of citations. The next one is portable spectroscopy. Cocoa, like I said, Ghana, cocoa is something that we all love. So I also wanted to contribute my quota to the development of the industry. I realized that they were using sophisticated machines to look at the integrity of cocoa. So I deployed my technology with my understanding. Now we could predict cocoa using all this. These two apps, we can predict all. And it's scientific. It's scientific. Now, the sampling technique is no more working because the frosters are smart. So if you pick 100 bags and out of the 100 bags, you pick only 5 and you sample and go and destroy and say because the 5 are good, all the others you left are good, it is a cake. It's no more going that way. Now we want to do each of the sample because we all behave differently and we need to be judged according to how we bring our samples. So we did that again. Prof. Chair, this is helping. I received a call to go to Trinidad and Tobago because of they are also doing cocoa, and we're going to help them very soon to deploy this. I hope Ghana will also take this up. Thank you. And these are all published in good journal. This is one of my topmost journal because it's received more than 100 citations. And this follows food research. It's not easy to come here, but by the grace we've done that. Again, these are top journals that we've done. So, Prof. Chair, with a mobile phone and a simple spectrometer, your cocoa sample, you can do each of them and you put them in a machine as they go, it picks, scans. If it is having whatever levels of aflatoxin, it will drop and the clear ones will go through. And with this, we can increase our value. And you all must know that Ghana, we produce the best cocoa in the world because they use any research done about cocoa, they have to use our benchmark because our fathers have done well. We also need to contribute our quota by helping them reduce the stress they go through. And we have done that using this technique. Prof. Chair, I was in the UK and going through the glossary, I saw that in UK, the eggs are marked date of lay. I said, wow. Because in the lab in China, I also had a friend who did eggs. So I decided that when I come to Ghana, I'll look at that. But when I go to shops and I pick egg, I can tell some of the eggs, they are about 10 days. And you could see that they are going bad. An egg is dangerous when it's bad, but it's also good when it's not bad. So what do we do? You can't tell what is inside egg until you break it. So Ernest, again, I set off that, okay, can we use that? And we got a PhD student that did a lot of work on different types of egg to complement what we have done. And so with this, I can tell you for a fact that just last week, UK received an alert where eggs were, the mark date of lay was robbed and a new mark date of lay or so was put on it just to beat consumers. And you know that place is serious, so they were able to get the froster. I think they are undergoing some. But so I posted this when Professor Case Elliott posted that. And so we had the solution 5 years ago before the problem came in the UK. So this is it. With this, you scan, it goes through the egg, it picks the fingerprint of fresh from day 1 to 21. So it has a mind or the database for fresh egg. So any egg you bring, it goes through the database to see whether it compares with any of them. And through that, it's able to get the freshness of egg. So we have again this solution. This is also the first time it has been done in the world. The next challenge, I am sure it will also, Prof. Chair, this was done in China, where freshness of fish. Oftentimes, people treat fish with so many kinds of items just to make it confuse us that it's fresh. We were able to go through all the parts of the fish. We couldn't get the results. But when we tried the eye with our spectrometer, that is where we got the results that you can determine freshness from the eye using artificial intelligence. So it's not as easy that you see that Ernest is scanning this way. Oftentimes, we can scan every part just to get the one that suits the challenge we had. And now we can. So if you go, if whatever they do, we can tell the freshness of egg. And most of our techniques, Prof. Chair, is green. So it enhances the environment. And we don't also use too much labor. It's a technology. And if you can apply the mobile phone, you can use a mobile phone. You can use this technology. It's just about pressing. You don't need to know the theory behind mobile phone before you use it. You just need to know the application. And that's what we have done. Finally, the big one. Prof. Chair, rice is consumed by everybody. And rice comes from so many parts of the world. And by my understanding of the integrity of food, I happen to visit every part of the world that we grow rice. And 2017, we started this journey. 2017, we visited so many countries in the world where rice is grown. And you can see shades of rice. And this happened because we heard of what we call the plastic rice. So how can we use that same technology to overcome the issue of plastic rice? So I said, we'll bring the challenge because we receive rice from Vietnam, Thailand. It comes to Ghana. It's still cheaper What is the cause? Why is it so? Are they doing it well? Should we go and investigate? And Agilent Foundation from the US sponsored that with a big project. We were 5 in the world. And then we did that with a simple spectrometer. You should be able to tell the rice you are eating, where it is coming from, whether they've maxed it with aroma or not. And Prof. Chair, we did it without any sweat. Any sweat. So now, Ghana being the gateway, we will be able to tell all these properties in rice. And again, I want to say 2018-19, before COVID, I prophesied that very soon Ghana will be exporting rice. Why? Because the investigation we did, we saw that the rice we have in Ghana is the best. Just that we don't sell ourselves. So wherever we go, make sure that you tell people that our rice. And very soon, they will come here and grow the rice and export and import theirs for us, because we've also realized that the arsenic content in rice in other Asian countries are so high that it cannot be used for baby food. But those grown in Africa has low arsenic content compared to global average. That means that very soon we should be exporting rice. So after here, please get a land and let's start growing rice or join a team. And again, because of that single project, Prof. Chair, all this UK food, all this AOAC, it's not also easy to come here to publish. We've done that. This is food. We've done that. Some of them even had to come to Ghana to interview us personally on this. And I was shocked when the interview didn't go well. They flew somebody from Senegal, it didn't go well. They flew somebody from Spain to come and interview us. And when again he came to the lab, he was like, are you sure this is the place you wanted? I said, yes. Small things begin, big things begin in small places. And we've done that to prove. And all this and also, I am sure, helps the University of Cape Coast go global. Because some of them might have not gotten the name. Thank you. Finally, Prof, what we did again is to go to the market. I'm sure one of this is now Dr. Paddy in CCTU. This is where Teye at that time, 2018, we went to the market together. Agilent supported this. Together, we are saving lives and stopping the challenge of rice fraud, which we all know that there is no home here without rice. Finally, Prof, this is a challenge. Again, Israel Embassy in Ghana said, can you bring a proposal to solve this problem? Because we sent you to Israel to get some fundamentals on post-harvest. Prof. Chair, quickly, this is what we have done. By application of plant hormone, we can store plantain for 30 days without going bad. This one, I don't need deep freezer. And plant hormone, we need to research into it deep. If I get the opportunity again, I'll go solely into plant hormone. Because my study in Israel, I realized that their post-harvest loss is 0.01 or so, because they are applying what we call plant hormones. And I did that. Look at plantain in my house. Look at this. Sponsored by Agri Impact MasterCard. We were able to try it on tomato, and tomato did not ripe. It stayed okay. And someone will say, is it safe? If you are eating banana, imported banana, apples, and they use that. In fact, it's a novel product used to store or used to preserve fresh produce. So any fresh produce you have might have different series of combination. And we have that in our lab. We tried it 2021 after COVID, and it's working magic. Thanks to Mashav, Israel Embassy, we went throughout the nation to train farmers to help do that. Finally, Prof, I visited one industry outside the country, and I came to my own country, and I realized that they are using the golden age. They are still using knife to cut through cocoa beans to see if it is flat. It has what we call slaty or germinated or moldy. They still use sharp knife, go through. I said, this is simple. This one I don't even need to sweat, because so I set off, and with a PhD student, we were able to use our technology. You go through the cocoa beans, you can see it clustered them without sweat. So again, we solved the challenge of using this knife to cut the cocoa bean, and you are destroying the cocoa beans, to what we call zero waste. Using our technology, you can be able to do that. And Prof. Chair, it may interest you that NASA, at their website, you see my publication there. I was so proud when I heard of it there. So the food oracle, what should be our take home? If we really want to save our health, we really want to reduce the cost, we need to look at food oracle. We should not lose sight that the soil is where we came from, we'll go back. It should be healthy. We should examine what is there, put in the right nutrient, grow the food well. And if you do that, we should also be mindful of input like fertilizer and seeds. We shouldn't just give it to anybody. If I have my own way, I will institute a law that seed fertilizer should not be in the hands of anybody. Maybe it should be in the hands of an institution. Because any seed you put in the soil holds the future of somebody and holds the health of somebody. So if you don't put in any well, it's going to destroy our lives. And we should have what we call the on-site detection of this integrity, and it will go a long way to increase our yield. And at retirement, you can go into farming. If you are getting, say, growing rice, and you are getting 7 tons, can you imagine tomato yield? China and others, US and others are getting 90, 120. Ghana, we are getting less than, I think, 15. It's so sad that somebody growing the same crop in another part is getting so much, and we growing it here. And we, again, like I said, we contribute 60% of the arable land. Why are we getting lower yield? The issue is that we need to look at food oracle in ensuring integrity, quality from soil to table. We shouldn't leave it in the hands. You can leave football in the hands of people. You can leave maybe even health in the hands of people. But food production, we all eat food like medicine. Therefore, we need to be very, very, very careful when we are growing food and when we are harvesting food and when we are eating food. In that regard, it will help us. What is the impact? The impacts are food authenticity. Again, we should be very particular about how authentic our foods are. I think from now, Prof. Chair, if you permit that, UCC will also have their standard. I've started the club where we're going to have UCC standard. If we don't know where you buy your input, where your food is produced, you will not be part of the club. And therefore, we will not permit people to buy food from you. Why? Because all that private standards we see in the world, it started by just one person. One person decided that let's have a standard. And all of them bought into it. So that your food, we can trace where you're from. And I'm sure when we eat that food, we'll be healthy. When you go to the hospital during exams, you see a lot of people go ill. And you go and check typhoid and others. You see. Why? Because you cannot trace where the food is from. You see the woman or the man dressed neatly selling the food. But can we go back and have a UCC standard where UCC will be sure that we've authenticated your food system, and therefore students will not buy from you if you don't have our label. And this will go a long way, and we will be the beginning and will also be the end, because others will come and copy. I'm sure a lot of vice chancellors are here. You can do that again, because together we win. Prof. Chair, as I bring this to a close, you could see that if we do that, stronger market surveillance, it will help us. The impact, higher yield, lower waste, fraud will be lost, and therefore it will help us export most of our commodities to the international market. So we will not cry when dollar goes up. If we are growing well and we are exporting, when dollar goes up, you ask the exporters. They are saying that now that dollar is coming down, they are sad, because the same amount they export. So we should be thinking of doing the thing right, using the food oracle approach, grow the food well, be able to meet international standard, and export. Forget about dollar going up or down. What we need is that if dollar goes up, and then you are exporting 1 ton, which will give you $100,000, and dollar now is 17, you'll be happy, because you get, and together, all the problems. So you can see that the problems we have in this world are all interconnected to food and food production. And with that, I have proven that it could help all of us. Thank you. Agri-food system is a winner. We cannot look at food as an isolated entity. We should look at it as a system approach. When you do that, agri-food system, that's why we are so proud and happy that now the University of Cape Coast has approved our Department of Agri-Food Systems and Technology. And active Vice Chancellor, we thank God that you helped us in that. We are trying to do that. So now, that system that we have, we'll not look at food as one. We'll look at the system approach, involve a lot of people, and then we'll go places. So this is what AI drew about me. And most of them, I think, was true, except the ears, maybe. But of course, the food oracles, the sustainability, Until this, I never knew. A lot of people didn't even know me in UCC and but of course, most of the work we did had gone global and is doing a lot of work. Now, that is why GTech should give us approval as quick as possible, because the supply chain, nobody is exempted if we don't have an institution looking at food integrity as a whole. And I know the acting VC is making effort to help us. So we've done that. Academic board has approved it. Now we are waiting for full strength. And you must know that even though we are in the shadows, we've gotten visitors from US, Canada. Can you imagine? UK government chemists came to our lab. UK OBD Professor Chris Elliott came to our lab. Professors from China came to our lab. Professors from Uganda, Makerere, came to our lab. All because they've heard of some of these things, the wonderful work we are doing. It's about time we do it. It cannot be done in University of Cape Coast. Surely, some other university, we are ready. But I'm sure that it will start from the University of Cape Coast. So in a nutshell, Angry Food, Angry Man, Food Oracle is a solution. And again, Prof. Chair, this company was started a UK, one of the PhD students got a support from the UK, what we call the ICOR, to establish something about food integrity, where it's going to build technology to look at soil and fertilizer. So the company is also underway. It's registered and it's started. And this is the logo of the company now, from a PhD student establishing this company. So our work is also yielding some kind of employment for people who don't have job. And the first instant we got support to travel to go and help others also look at what we are doing. That means to say that we are not only spreading our tentacles in university, we are going beyond the shores of University of Cape Coast. Thank you so much. I want to acknowledge my few funders. Oh, please, can you bring it? So, they've done well. We submitted, in fact, this is to encourage you, don't give up. We submitted proposal since 20. It took a long time. After 3 attempts, we won it. And that's wonderful. Again, if you look at the introduction and whatever the man gave me, I happened to go to the UK. I walked straight to the office, knocked. He said, but you don't have invitation. I said, yes, I have to meet you because I'm from Africa. I can't go without meeting you. I met him, and since then, we've been working about food, and he's a global star. He also introduced us to International Atomic Energy Agency. We are proud to be working here because they give us what we call the chief scientific investigator, and I am so happy about that. AAU also came to do some video. Now we have a new grant from this company. Currently, Prof. Chair, University of Cape Coast is going to be the center for grain security. 3 Chinese universities, with University of Cape Coast and Accra Tenka University. Last week, we signed a whole agreement. We're going to establish a lab for grains where we will have artificial intelligence to monitor the aflatoxin, drying conditions, and be able to give ideas to farmers so that our grains will meet the international standard. And I'm happy to say that the Chinese government is investing close to 4 million into this. And I'm sure, Vice Chancellor, you'll be happy to hear that. And then we thank Mashab for training me in Israel. We thank Ulster University. Prof. Chair, again, I just want to say something short about this university. This was the first university that invited me 2016 when I returned from China. I was shocked because how can they invite me? I am nobody. They invited me. They flew me even in first class. I was like, how? So when I got there, I was scared because they could not allow me to talk. So for 1 week, I was just sleeping, waking up, sleeping. So I walked straight to the vice president or provost. That why can you bring me here in this cold weather? If I want to stay in cold weather, I should have been in China, not here. He said, oh, so you know China? I said, yes. He said, oh, me too. I was training in China. And we started talking. Why have you not given me the opportunity to talk? He said, we invited the professor, not you. Yeah. Then I said, what do you mean? He said, we thought when you come, you have some long beard, you be some, that's how professors look like. Then I said, okay, you allow me to do the presentation. So when I did the presentation, they were clapping. So I told them that I'm not going to work with you because you did not respect me. Well, okay. Makerere, we are so grateful because they also supported us. This is the place that I think when I went there, it changed the entire thinking of my life. Why? Because they are into grantmanship. Lucky for me, the day I went there, I spent like 3 months. Acting VC was there, and they spoke well about him. That why are you here? Your acting VC is giving Go and see him. So quickly, when I came back 2018, I went to his office. We spoke about how we should change ideas. We've worked with the FDA. We've also worked with Agri Impact Group. They give the funding for looking at tomato. We went as far as Begro, and we saw that they were treating tomato with something which was poison. After telling them the repercussions and whatever, they said they won't do that again. So tomatoes coming from that place would be nicer now. Cocoa Board, we are there. Israel Embassy, UK Embassy, they are all supporting us. I can't go through all, but we also thank African Agribusiness Consortium, that is just one, for a lot of trainings. We thank the Apostolic Church. As a scientist, when I receive Apostle Funyako, I'm so happy that I'm also a pastor, so that when I talk, they will know that I carry weight. And then, uniquely, this one again, the fertilizer fraud, I was there when I received a call that you are doing something we are interested in. We've gone to other African countries, and they've realized that a lot of agro frauds are happening. Can you come to Indonesia and come and be part of the UN? So this is United Nations Interregional Crime and Justice Research. What am I doing here with my agri background? I'm here because I'm looking at the integrity of fertilizer, agrochemicals, and that's why they helped me go there. This Tentamos 2017, Prof. Gatti, again, you said we should go. Myself and Professor Odro, we went to UK. After a wonderful speech by Professor Odro, which I still have the video, they stood up and then Professor Odro came to me and said, Ernest, what you wrote, when I'm going, wherever I go, he said, you have done well, you have done. Because we wrote a wonderful speech about food fraud in Africa, and it was there, more than 2,000 people. Our fame and UCC started going abroad, and this company is in Germany. It was in the audience. After that, started following up, and we've been working on honey to date since 2018, and I think the company has done well. In a nutshell, I don't want to continue. I thank all of you for coming. I'm so glad. Your take home is that use the oracle. God has given you 5 oracles. If you fail to use the nose, the tongue, the mouth, even the touch, when you pick an egg, if it is vibrating, you should know. When you touch watermelon, you should know. When you smell or something off, you should know that these are all oracles God has given you. If it is not working, come to us. We will use AI to train some of the oracles for you, and it will work better, because some, I know their tongue is not working when you age, so they cannot scent well. At the end of it, UCC, University of Cape Coast, will be the best. You'll be the best, and to be a blessing to all of us. Together, also support our lab, support our new department, support our PhD student. I must confess that all my PhD students, in one way or the other, will receive support from them from other parts of labs. And they all travel, go and come, and do wonderful work. God bless you all. Thank you.
Let's do it once again for Engineer Reverend Professor Ernest Teye for that beautiful lecture we have all been treated to. So our speaker will be back on stage once again for acknowledgments, after which we'll do the rubbing. Before that, we will all be treated to a musical interlude, and to help us is Royal Seraphins. Let's welcome them with a round of applause. Royal Seraphins.
Thank you very much. We are so honored to sing one of our Father's favorite apostolic hymn. Monto Yehowa Akwan Honyom. Thank you very much. Monto Yehowa Akwan Honyom. Sene nyam no ye kesi oh no nien crying tabia orima boni bi to yen monto ayentom manona ninjoma yeno kwari Shiranka Onya Kopon Okapon so Boanuku Odi Bonsienia Ninyan semo enishi sebia edena medi beto neho
royal seraphims. We can't do it better for them. From very humble beginnings to becoming a professor of agri-food integrity engineering, I believe the journey to this point has witnessed the intervention, support, and encouragement of many. This is the time our speaker has the platform to say thank you to all those who have supported him to this point. Ladies and gentlemen, it's welcome Reverend Engineer Professor Ernest Teye to give acknowledgments.
Again, today is a great day. Prof. Chair, permit me to go straight to my list. First and foremost, I want to thank all of you for coming. In fact, I see faces and I don't know what to say, but I know that maybe in one way or the other we crossed paths and we did a lot of good works together. First and foremost, I want to thank the Vice Chancellor and the Acting Vice Chancellor and Pro Vice Chancellor, Professor Dennis Aheto, for giving us the opportunity to also present our work. In fact, Prof, thank you so much. We've met with Professor Joseph Ampia Gate. I also want to thank you so much. That day when I knocked at the door, I stood there close to 1 hour. But when you came out, you were able to help us buy the scanner. The first time that scanner came to Africa, it came through that we bought 2 of them. He didn't even buy 1, so I knew my waiting was not in vain. We bought 2. And through that, we've trained about 4 PhDs with that scanner. So he deserves also another round of applause. Gideon Enoch Abekwe Esquire, I know you've helped me a lot, but you didn't know. I remember those days when we were looking for money. You were at that time selecting people to do registration for students, and my name was kicked out. You said, no, why? Because last year, you said last year I was part of those who registered a lot of students. You remember those days where we registered them, and then I was part of the first 5 that registered a lot. So when my name was removed, you said, no, you have to bring that guy. That money helped me a lot rent my apartment. I cannot forget that. My provost, I also want to acknowledge you. You are not here, but I know wherever you are, God bless you. I cannot also forget former registrar Teye, Jeff Onyame. The first time when we were introducing first PhD, lecturers, I was there. He said, you came to meet me. I'm senior Teye, you are junior Teye. So I knew that at least I have somebody that once in a while I can run to. Thank you so much. God bless you, sir, for helping me. Professor Samamua, oh, wonderful. God bless you so much. I don't know what to say. When I came back, I didn't have a place as an office. You said I should pet you and not know it was God sent, because I learned a lot of things. Sometimes all the applications I ever did, my senior lecturer, also professor, he had it in the office. So it was a blueprint for me to build on. It has helped me. Prof, God bless you so much. When you left my office, now it has turned into a supermarket. Prof, I know you are you told me you hide somewhere. So I thank God for meeting you as well. In fact, you have also shaped my life. You always tell me the truth, that I need to do this and that, and I'm so grateful for meeting you. And the first time I saw you, I said I wanted to be like you. I know I have. Thank God that I met you. I also want to thank, the list is so many, but I want to thank all of you. I want to also thank Professor John Mauto. You are in the midst, Vice Chancellor of the only professional university in Ghana. He promised to be coming, sitting in the midst of like what I did last month when you were also having your Thanksgiving. I sat in the midst, you didn't see, but me, I can see you. Please, can you do it for Professor Mauto, the Vice Chancellor of University for Professional Studies? He's here with us. I also want to thank you. Professor Nampra, I can't stop. I thank God for your life, and also you always call me, Ernest, go do. the last time you called me to do my inaugural lecture was some years back. That I should even go to Ghana Academy of Art and Science. I say, what kind of pressure is it? But when he also heard of the news, he was not in Ghana. He said, you come. Prof. Anampra, I learned how to put on tie diligently from this man when he was teaching us. He was always in tie. Because he said, if you want to be addressed well, you dress well. And that has helped me shape my life. And I knew those days I was going to be a pastor. They were calling me pastor, but I was also always in tie. Prof, God bless you for coming. Professor Kwache. Oh, Professor Kwache stopped me and I was shocked that he saw the thing online. He said, I will surely come. This is also the professor. When things were difficult, I wanted to leave the University of Cape Coast. I went to him to give me a recommendation, but at that time, I had gotten some kind of assurance to come to Tamale Tenka University. And then I went to him for him to write it. He said, no, he will not write. You want to advise me. Don't go, stay here, win the battle. You can win. And I said, Prof, are you sure? He said, you stay here because when you go there, you never know the battle there. At least you know the battles there. And I did that and won a lot of battles, I know. Thank you so much. Please, if I'm not able to acknowledge you, it means I owe you an acknowledgement even after here. I thank God for your life. The list is so much, and I know since we talked about food, the hormones in your stomach, they are prompting you that we have to go and eat. I also want to thank Nana Kweku Enu for making this beautiful. Coming makes me understand that you are with us. God bless you for coming, representing the Ogwama. God bless you. Nanama Ayaba, God also bless you. You told me something right now that you heard of me somewhere and you were so happy. You hear more now that I have known you personally. I'll come to your house and show you a lot of things. God bless you for coming, and your food will be nice. Dr. John Otu, you are also in the midst. God bless you for coming. Far away, Regional Director of Health, Savannah Region, you were here with me. God bless you. My own classmate, Nyadanu, Daniel Nyadanu, God bless you. For the Executive Director of Cocoa Research Institute is also here. He was a classmate. We used to work together and learn together. And I remember we do what we call compre. We do photocopy because there was no money, and do it that way. So one photocopy will go into 5 pages. We can make it and be steady. So now if I can't see too well, because those days there was no money to print, and we were doing that with Professor Nyadanu. God bless you. God bless you for coming. Professor Francis Kumi, God bless you for coming. I can see you always call to encourage. Engineer, we were together. God bless you for coming. God bless you for coming. Dr. Mrs. Rosemondaze, our able mate in the new department. God bless you. I know I can see you somewhere, but I can't see you now. You are hiding. God bless you for coming. Professor Ernest Abano, I can see you in the midst. God bless you for coming. We've worked together. You have encouraged a lot of us to work hard. God bless you. I can't leave the College of Professors. Can't leave them out. But I want to just say thank you to all of you. Professor Kankam, you always call to encourage. You need that, and I'll be helping you. I thank all of you for coming. I thank all of you for coming. The list is long. Professor Sarah Dakwa, God bless you. Professor Jojo Egan, God bless you for coming. And my own mate, Professor Michael Edu. In fact, we have 3 professors that are our mates. So that tells you that our class, we were a good squad. And Professor Anampra will tell you that we were a good squad. Professor Michael Edu, imagine Professor Michael Edu and Professor Teye and Professor Daniel Nyadanu in one class, and they are all making it. It tells you that that class was wonderful, and they are all here. God bless you for coming, Michael Edu. You, Professor Moses Teye, all my letters have been coming to you. One day you will pay my debt as well. Everybody thinks you are mean, and sometimes they also think you are me. So your name, Professor, I want to thank you for coming. Dr. Chasamwa, my mate, God bless you for coming. We'll be in the lab together. Dr. Emmanuel Futu, always speaking well of me, telling me good things, encouraging me in the Lord. I am so grateful to you. Professor Mark Anthony Kobler, God bless you, also calling me to do the library to do the pre-inaugural lecture at all costs. It has worked well because I received calls far away, Ghana, that they've gone there and they've seen a lot of things. Even money is coming. I will give you some part. My own brother George Amfuntre, acting finance director. You'll be so helpful to me. God bless you, George. You are a brother to me. We've been doing a lot of things together. I can't forget the clergy. In fact, I can't forget the clergy. The vice president of the Apostolic Church, Apostle Christopher Funyako. God bless you for coming. My own father in the Lord, for encouraging me. I thought you took this inaugural lecture too personal. So, yes, you call me, have you done that? Have you done that? I said, Apostle, I'm so sad you'll be leaving me soon, but wherever you are, Apostle Daniel Kwabnasafo, God bless you for being a father, in fact, for being a father to me. So, George, if you are not seeing me because I have a new father, thank you. I also want to thank all the clergy, the senior ministers present here. I also want to thank all of you. If I leave some out, I cannot forget this. The FDA promised coming, they sent a rep. So thanks to the CEO for also sending a rep to stand in, to listen and to make input so that in future Ghana will be a nice place. All patrons, I also want to thank you. All Cape Coast area pastorate, I want to thank you. Royal Basilica members, I want to thank you for encouraging me a lot. In fact, you've done a lot of work. You've done a lot of work. Somebody called me and I said I was sleeping. You were shocked. Why are you sleeping? I said, oh, I have to sleep because man must sleep after eating. And I did just that. God bless you. Nana Kwesi Mensa, the third Kwapro chief, God bless you for showing interest. When we went there, it was like, wow, if somebody on my land is doing that, I give my blessings. As well, he also showed interest in that. The list is so long. Professor Felix Ingman, how can I leave you out? Prof, I want to see your hand. This one, I want to see your hand. Prof has been a good counselor whilst in China. Coming back, he always calls to find out, have you read this book? He's like a personal pastor to me, and he's also a friend and a collaborator in the food research. In all Jansu alumni, God bless you for coming. All department members, members of the Institute of Engineering and Technology, God bless you for coming. I can also see Agri Impact Group, Selassie also, you represented Dr. Dan Fahene for coming. I am so grateful for coming all the way from Accra. You sponsored one of our projects, and if you showed up here, that tells us that you love us so much. The University of Cape Coast will pay back all that you have done through collaborative research. God bless you so much for coming. The State of Africa Agribusiness Consortium, God bless you. And also, I can't leave out just one group of companies through AAC Agribusiness Consortium, African Agribusiness Consortium, for coming, for showing your support. And I know together we'll save the industry and help Ghana do better. Again, Professor Kwao, acting Pro-Vice Chancellor, I want to see your hand because we are in the food fraternity together. Oh, a brother, he tried breaking my record in China. He told me he did, but I told him no, I hate some of the records, so that when you break, I'll bring it out. You are a very smart guy. God bless you for coming. Professor Samuel Ansa, former Pro-VC or CCTU, God bless you for coming. Francis Carnoche, rep of FDA here, also now a wonderful student. God bless you for coming. Emmanuel Kwame, regional manager of the Ghana Standard Authority, God bless you for coming. We want to partner with you and do a lot of work. Francis Okran, God bless you, the registrar of Bonsu Cocoa College, for coming. Cocoa is my heartbeat. Most of the achievements I did were all on Cocoa, even though I didn't share a lot of them because of time. God bless you for coming. I think I have done. If you are here, I didn't acknowledge you, you are in my heart. See me for that acknowledgement. Because I can't do all. You know that as I stand here, my feet are all strong in the Lord. So please, from my heart, I want to say thank you. But Elliot, Dr. Elliot, I can't leave you out because you were my first or second PhD student. You did a lot. You were not I mean, you did not believe it, but at the end you did it yourself. Now you can convince people that you can use artificial intelligence to test cocoa, and now you are doing well in your institute. God bless you for coming. My family, God bless you. My father is here. Jacob Teye, God bless you. God bless you for coming. In my family, they were all other Jacob, Philip, Paul, and others. When I grew up, I knew that my family had powerful names. God bless you. My mom is also here. In fact, I can tell you a story about my mom. I wanted to be a footballer at all costs. Whether hook or crook, I wanted to be a footballer. So all my dreams, everything, when I sleep with football. When I wake up with football. One day my mother sees my bicycle and told me, you have to be a professor. I said, what? You know I don't know anything. You know I have not been learning. Then he said, let me tell you a story. I was a 7-to-1 professor in the University of Ghana. And the name I gave you, Ernest, is from that person. So you should surely become a professor. I said, Mama, I cannot be. Because you know I can only spell my name at that time. So how can I become a professor? So I completed SSS and I knew nothing. I mean JSS. So when I entered the SSS, I gave my life to Christ. The only thing I could read was the Bible. And my brain started expanding. And by the grace of God. So I want you to clap for my mother. She has done very well. I never thought I could become a professor, because how can I become a professor if you look at where I schooled, Abekamoto way JSS. Then went to Amasamai. How can I become a professor? When I completed Amasamai, it helped me. I mean, attending Amasamai was a breakthrough. Why? Because when my late father passed, I graduated with all B's in my SSC. So a man saw the results and was like, wow, Amasama boy getting this result, it's not possible. I will pay your university school fees. So that brought me here. And a lot of them, there were many, so I don't want to mention names. Most of them are passed on now to glory. I know God will bless them. One also paid all my accommodation and bought books for me. So once in the university, I was really enjoying from my father's good work. And since that, I've also decided that my father told me something. You know, he was an electrical engineer. He says you need 2 cables to connect to get power. So you need bad people and you need good people. So in life, don't sack the bad people and don't sack good people. You put them together to yourself, you generate the power. So me, I have never offended. I cannot pinpoint to say that you are bad, you are good. I only like what you do to me because it motivates me a lot. God bless all the good ones and God bless all the other ones. I won't say it. They have all helped produce power, and I'm here standing very powerfully, I know, because Prof. Chefanel, I also want to thank my children. When I saw the video they did about me, in that I am a caring father, I come home and I do that, I say, wow. Then I remembered that this year I decided that I'm not traveling at all, so that I'll wipe off that absenteeism. So now they know I am always in the house, I'm always with them. So God bless you. Nikos, wonderful, very respectful. God bless you. Jehuda, when I mention the name, it gives me vibration. And Basilia, very, very intelligent, and together all of them are smart. They also want to follow the other dream that I had. I wanted to actually develop solar energy, but when I see the sun, I get offended. I don't see why. So in the near future, when I come back, I will surely do solar. But so I'm putting that into my children, that the energy is there. Let us harness it into our cars, because when you enter your vehicle at the hot, it means that energy is in the car. So Jehuda is in your blood. You will surely go global. It's in your blood. I'm telling you something good. Maybe there. I cannot also continue again without mentioning my beloved wife. In fact, Pastor Amignon, God bless you. I cannot. The reason why I cannot was that when I was a teaching assistant, we were friends. And she told me to do my masters. I said, why? Everywhere I go, people tell me to do your masters. I was okay. He said, no, if you don't do your masters, use the money. So I thought I should buy a mobile phone for her, so that at least I can get the rapport. He said, no, use it to buy the master's phone. I said, who will pay the fees? He said, God will provide. So I bought the master's form. Lucky for me, I know my friend Chasangote in the UK is listening. He has been a good helper to me, even in the UK. I've sent students to UK. He hosted them, gave them everything. When I go to the UK, he's also a classmate, and he's a friend to my mother because he came to the house. Chasangote, wherever you are, God bless you. Chris Elliott is also watching. God bless you for helping me win grants, giving me ideas about grants, and currently we are doing wonderfully for the university. UK government chemist, God bless you. I'm coming back to my wife, don't worry. Because I just want to keep you in suspense and also acknowledge them. I know again the CEO of African Agribusiness Consortium, the wife of Jespon. I mean, she's also watching. She told me she will watch, and she's watching. God bless you for watching. Professor John, also a mate in China, now the VC of Koforidua Tenka University, called me. They were on their way, but when we did the calculation, he will not come. So he said he's going to look at all that I have done later. I said, no, your life is better. So they stayed behind. God bless you. Let me come back to my wife. Yeah. Michael, why? God bless you for Paul Lagu Asare. In fact, the first publication we did together sent me to the UK. Paul Lagu Asare. He was my senior. He's now the vice dean. God bless you. I also want to acknowledge the dean. Maybe he's not here, but God bless you. Back to my wife so that I'll complete. My wife has been so great to me. In fact, can you imagine I went somewhere to say that I cannot manage my funds well because I spend a lot. So we have little. Can you manage it? She has been my good manager in the home. Managing. I cannot even remember my password. She has everything. Why? Because she's somebody that is trustworthy. Somebody that always will stand behind me. When I push her to do something, she will say, no, you go higher, later I will continue. Nana Jamna, don't go. God bless you. But God bless my wife so much. And when we come back, we'll surely meet because we have something in common. We love prayer, we love evangelism, we love the work of God together. And together, she has been the brain behind all my writings. You know, she did English and I did Amasama. You understand? So all my writings, you correct them, and people think I am a superman. But because of the superwoman, I always present myself as a superman. God bless you so much. And if you want to know her name, you see me in chambers, but her secret name is Lady. I call her Mami Teye, but they say it's not romantic, but I love it that way because it makes me feel that I am a boy and I have to listen to my wife. And I'm encouraging all of you, if you listen to your wife, you go places. God bless you. Thank you so much, because the wife always thinks about the home, and the home is where you will come back. So please listen to your wife. She has been a blessing to me, and we've done a lot of things together. God bless all of you. I salute you. If I didn't mention your name, please forgive me because I jumped a lot of the list. Ransford, God bless you for helping me. I cannot leave Ransford out. You know, I received a call from the president of Jansu University when I returned that he wanted a PhD student that is like me. I said, wow. So he came to Ghana. Whilst visiting the vice chancellor, we met and said, can you get me a student like you? There I felt like some sense of pride that I've done a lot in China. And then I tried. When I went through my mind, I got the then Ransford Opoku who went. When he completed and came back, the president sent an email that indeed you give me somebody wonderful. And now he's part of the grant we've won. God bless you. God bless all of you. Thank you so much.
We can do better with the applause. There we go. So this is the point where we witness the robing, welcoming Professor Teye into the College of Professors. To do us the honors, let's welcome the College of Professors as they do the robing. We can do it better. Congratulations, Prof, and welcome to the College of Professors. Thank you very much, College of Professors. You take your turns to shake hands and then resume your seats. Thank you. I would invite the registrar, Mr. Enoch Abakwe, Gideon Enoch Abakwe Esquire, to congratulate our freshly minted professor. Former Vice Chancellor Professor Joseph Gatiampia. Former Registrar, Mr. Emmanuel Unyame. Mr. Jeff Emmanuel Teye Unyame. Let's welcome the Vice Chancellor for the University for Professional Studies, Professor Mauta. Wife and children. Okay, so the gentleman decides to decorate his father with a medal. Congratulations, sir. And there's a plug. We welcome the mother. Let's welcome the mother and the father. Mother and father. Siblings and family members, kindly get ready. Currently on stage, the mother and father of Professor Teye. Siblings. Siblings. Family members, all other family members, all other family members, please come up stage. Family members who are here. The Vice President of the Apostolic Church. Sir, kindly remain as I invite the Apostolic Church national officers here. All national officers who are here from the Apostolic Church. National officers who are national officers from the Apostolic Church who are here. We're currently welcoming national officers of the Apostolic Church Ghana as they congratulate Professor Teye. Cape Coast Area Pastorate, Apostolic Church. Cape Coast Area Pastorate, Apostolic Church. Thank you very much. Thank you, national officials. Thank you. We are welcoming the Cape Coast Area Pastorate of the Apostolic Church, Ghana. The pastorate will be followed by members of the Apostolic Church, the Royal Basilica. Members, Royal Basilica, please approach from my left. Members of the Royal Basilica, kindly approach from my left. The pastorate should exit from my right, please. Royal Basilica, Coming up are members of the Apostolic Church, the Royal Basilica. Please exit from my right as I welcome the Acting Pro Vice Chancellor, Cape Coast Technical University, Professor Emmanuel Powell. Let's welcome Professor Emmanuel Powell, the Acting Pro Vice Chancellor, Cape Coast Technical University. Professor Kwao will be followed by all staff members of the Food and Drugs Authority, led by Ms. Francisca Anochi, representing the CEO of the authority. FDA, let's welcome Ms. Francisca Anochi, representative of the CEO of the Food and Drugs Authority. Dr. Awal Mohammed. Dr. Awal Mohammed, you're next. Thank you, Dr. Awal Mohammed. Will be followed by the Regional Manager, Ghana Standard Authority, Mr. Emmanuel Kwame Agba. We're welcoming next the Regional Manager, Ghana Standard Authority, Mr. Emmanuel Kwame Agba. Registrar Bonsu Cocoa College, Mr. Francis Jemfiokran is next. Registrar of the Bonsu Cocoa College. Let's welcome Professor Daniel Nyadanu, Deputy Executive Director of Cocoa Research Institute of Ghana. Professor Daniel Nyadanu, Deputy Executive Director, Cocoa Research Institute of Ghana. The Chief of Quapro, Professor Felix Engman, HOD Food Technology Department, Kumasi Technical University. If you're here, you're next. Professor Felix Engman. Jiangsu alumni, if you're here, you're next. Please approach from my left. Alumni Jiangsu, kindly approach the stage from my left. Jiangsu alumni will be followed by members of the Ghana Institute of Engineering and Technology. Currently on stage, alumni of Jiangsu. They'll be followed by members of the Ghana Institute of Engineering and Technology. Kindly approach the stage from my left. Alumni Jiangsu, exit from my right. We are welcoming members of the Ghana Institute of Engineering and Technology. Department of Agri-Food Systems and Technology. Department of Agri-Food Systems and Technology. Well, the Provost of the College of Agriculture is here, please. We're welcoming the Provost of the College of Agriculture and Natural Sciences, Professor Rufela Kombe. So the Department of Agri-Food Systems and Technology, the School of Agriculture, the Department of Agricultural and Mechanical Engineering will be taking turns to congratulate Professor Teye. School of Agriculture. Department of Agri-Food Systems and Technology, together with the Department of Agric and Mechanical Engineering, and that's a beautiful citation from the Department of Agri-Food Systems and Technology. The citation is looking the wrong way, please. School of Agriculture. School of Agriculture. School of Agriculture will be followed by UTAG. School of Agriculture will be followed by UTAG. UTAG. Currently on stage, the School of Agriculture. School of Agric, exit from my right. Let's welcome UTAG. UTAG will be followed by members of staff of Africa Agribusiness Consortium. Africa Agribusiness Consortium. Let's welcome Africa Agribusiness Consortium. Do we have staff members of the Cape Coast Technical University here? Cape Coast Technical University. Africa Agribusiness Consortium is now on stage. Approaching the stage now, staff members of the Cape Coast Technical University. Thank you, Agribusiness Consortium. Let's welcome Cape Coast Technical University. Do we have staff members of Bonsu College, Cocoa College here? Please exit from my right. Bonsu Cocoa College. They would be followed by former PhD students of Professor Teye. Former PhD students, please approach the stage. Up next, Kolai, BSc Agriculture 2005 year batch. Kolai 05. Kolai 05. Kolai will be followed by Afri Product Integrity Group Limited. Afri Product Integrity Group Limited. If you're here, please approach the stage. Afri Product Integrity Group Limited will follow Kolai 05. Afri Product Integrity. If you're here, please approach the stage. Representative, we're welcoming Afri Product Integrity Group Limited. They'll be followed by the rep of Praise Export. Praise Export. Afri Product Integrity Group Limited will be followed by the rep Praise Export. Rep Praise Export. Rep Demeter Ghana Limited. Do we have Demeter Ghana Limited rep here? Demeter Ghana Limited representative. Demitagana Limited will be followed by Madame Juliet Gifty Saba. Madame Juliet Gifty Saba. Food Fraud Prevention Club. Food Fraud Prevention Club. Food Fraud Prevention Club. Food fraud will be followed by Mr. Frederick Adaglo. He's from Amasaman Senior High Technical School, Assistant Headmaster. And all former students of Amasaman Senior High Technical School who are here, you'll take your photo with him after Food Fraud Club. Assistant Headmaster, Amasaman Senior High Technical School, Mr. Frederick Adaglo, and all former students of Amasaman Senior High Technical School will take their photo after Food Fraud Club. Amasaman, former students of Amasaman Senior High Technical School and the Assistant Headmaster, Mr. Frederick Adaglo. To be followed by Mrs. Mary Teye, wife of Professor J.P. Teye. Mrs. Mary Teye, wife of Professor J.P. Teye. Do we have Mrs. Mary Teye here? Mr. Larry Amekuse and staff of Agri Impact Group Limited. Professor Ananpra and Professor Mrs. Ananpra. Professor and Professor Mrs. Ananpra. All teachers will follow. All teachers of Prof. Teye will follow. All teachers of Professor Teye. Do we have Jospon Group here? Reps from Jospon Group? Okay. I'd once again invite national officers of the Apostolic Church. They have a presentation to make. We are welcoming once again national officers of the Apostolic Church. We have national officers of the Apostolic Church Ghana on stage with their presentations. Do we have teachers of Prof. Teye here? All right. On that note, Prof. Teye, you are done on the stage. As you exit, please shake hands with Nana Kwekwenu, representative of the Ogwa Manhin, then the Konte Hima of Ogwa, Nanambe Yaba, after which they will take a photo on the red carpet. We can applaud him whilst he descends the stage. This is no mean feat. He's being congratulated by Nana Kwekwenu representing the Ogwa Manhin and the Konte Hima of Ogwa, Nanambe Yaba. They'll take a photo on the red carpet. Thank you. Let's do it once again as he takes his seat. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm pleased to ask that you help me acknowledge the following individuals. Prof has already extensively said thank you to almost the whole house, but then there are a few whom I would have to acknowledge once again. Right. Thank you very much, Prof. Let me acknowledge the following dignitaries who have graced this inaugural lecture. I'll commence with our chair, the Pro-Vice Chancellor and Acting Vice Chancellor of the University of Cape Coast, Professor Dennis Aheto, the Registrar, Gideon Enoch Abekwe Esquire, the Manrehin of Ogwa Traditional Area, Nana Kwekwenu II, representing the Ogwa Manhin. Nanambe Yaba the First is Konte Hima of Ogwa Traditional Area and the Queen Mother of Ifutu. We also acknowledge former Vice Chancellor, University of Cape Coast, Professor Joseph Gate Ampia. We also acknowledge former Registrar, Mr. Jephte Emmanuel Onyame. We acknowledge the immediate past Pro-Vice Chancellor, Professor Rosemond Boahene. We also acknowledge former Vice Chancellor, Cape Coast Technical University, Professor Joshua Owusu Sechere. We acknowledge Professor Daniel Ejapong. He's the Provost of the College of Humanities and Legal Studies, the Provost of the College of Agriculture and Natural Sciences, Professor Ofela Kombe. We duly acknowledge Professor J.P. Tete. Now to members of the College of Professors, Emeritus Professor Ewusabu Asari, Professor K. Bua Basua, Professor Livingston Sam Amwa, Professor John Victor Mensah, Professor Sarah Dakwa, Professor Ishmael Mensah, Professor Kankam Bwedu, Professor Joseph Agrifin. We also acknowledge the following directors: Mr. Isaac Adum Kunedu, Director, Human Resources; Dr. James Pra, Director, University Health Service; Dr. Kwabne Kunedu, Acting Director, Public Affairs; Mr. George Amfo Antui is the Acting Director of Finance; And we also acknowledge the former Director of Finance UCC, Mrs. Elizabeth Obese. We say thank you so much for gracing this occasion. At this point, I would invite our chair to give his closing remarks. Let's welcome Professor Dennis Wolenyo Aheto.
Let's give one resounding applause for Professor Ernest, Professor of Agri-Food Integrity Engineering. For me, I like the integrity engineering part. Prof, congratulations for the wonderful inaugural lecture and well-informed scientific presentation that you have provided. I've been trying to take a lot of notes, but you agree with me that the presentation was so straight to the point, and one that has provided a lot of food for thought, especially for those of us on the continent of Africa that are eating almost everything and we are not even sure the source of it. There are a lot of, based on what he presented, it's clear that there are so many fraudulent practices when it comes to our food or agricultural food systems. I mean, to do with bad seeds, poisonous chemicals, fertilizers that are not working for what they were intended to do, and so many other things that are being done within the agricultural value chain that is not leading to good, healthy, and environmental practices. And so it's quite scary. And so therefore you realize that the contributions that he has made are very significant. And I want you to join me to congratulate him with another round of applause. It is clear that when he speaks about food oracle, what it basically means is coming up with some predictive system or data that uses or bases on insights, that can help to forecast food availability, demand, as well as food security. In the context of his lecture, he has made it clear that it's all about developing tools. It's not static. He's been developing various kinds of tools, technological innovations, driven also by artificial intelligence, that is helping his lab and his students to strategize, to anticipate, and address the food insecurity and climate change issues that confront us. I mean, let's think about it in terms of weather forecasts for food systems. That is basically what he has presented. Registrar and distinguished colleagues, in the face of food insecurity that faces us and also climate change, developing such food oracles is not just a necessity, but one that is of a moral imperative. And it's important that we navigate the complexities of our food systems. In order to do that, we should prioritize, according to what he said, equity and many other strategies, not just in the lab, but also through partnerships with development, academia, industry, and capacity development. He has encouraged us to embrace the power of innovation and science, collaboration, and the knowledge to create a world that is food secure and one that provides us food secure future for all of us. And listening carefully to him, basically what he's telling us that it is possible to create a world or an Africa or Ghana where no one is an angry, food-hungry man, but one that we can work together to provide a nourished and thriving community. So on behalf of the university management, staff, students, I want to thank you and congratulate Professor Ernest for the significant contributions that you have made. On inaugural lectures, I'm happy to announce that next month we'll be having 2 inaugural lectures to be provided by Professor Rosemond Sewa Bosu. Prof, I hope you are, is she here? Yes, thank you very much. On the 7th of May, so please take note in your calendar. On the 28th of May, we're going to have Professor JBA Afo. I don't know whether he is also here. And so, colleagues, take note. It is extremely important to celebrate the achievements of our colleagues, professors who have distinguished themselves in a very long journey of academic achievement and excellence. And management is prioritizing that and working very closely and hopefully with the College of Professors, whom I must also commend. Without the College of Professors, with our astute emeriti professors who are here, we can't be having this. Because without you, we cannot rope, we can largely not do all the things that we are doing here. So I want to, on behalf of management and on my own behalf, thank the College of Professors for the significant role that you continue to play. Also want to thank former Vice Chancellors, Professor Gate Ampia, Professor Kupoli, and all others, former Pro-Vice Chancellors, who take time off their busy schedules to join us. I'm not giving the vote of thanks, but it's also important to acknowledge our traditional leaders, Nana Kwekuenu III, who is representing Osaberema Kwesiata II, or Mahene of the Ogwa traditional area, and our mother, Nanamba Eyaba, the Kunti Hima of Ogwa traditional area, and all others who have come from near and afar to support our brother in this significant milestone that he has achieved. Before I leave the stage, I would like to, on a personal note, congratulate Professor Reverend Engineer Ernest for not just the significant contributions you have made through your science, but also one very important milestone he has achieved or about to achieve for the university, which I felt he was going to spend a bit more time on. It is important that as we grow partnerships, as we develop students, we institutionalize the kind of things that you do, because tomorrow you may not be there. And I'm also very happy that you took steps to establish a center which eventually, hopefully, become a center of excellence in food integrity. And I felt that I needed to emphasize on that. Sadly to say, when the proposal was sent to the regulator, it was shut down. But I'm also very happy that in the recent meeting of academic board, and here I want to also commend members of academic board, it was discussed extensively, and in view of the contributions that had been made by Professor, academic board in its own wisdom approved for the University of Cape Coast to support the establishment of the center with arguments that I'm happy to say that we have forwarded back to GTEC with a lot of arguments, and for at least the information that we put out, university has committed to financially support the establishment of the Africa Center of Excellence in Food Integrity. And in the wisdom of the academic board, it felt that when the university wants to establish a school, be it a medical school, pharmacy, whatever, we put in resources and get it done. The regulator felt that the resources were not adequate. So the university's management has committed financially to support him and his team to have that center established. And so I want to, on behalf of the university management, thank the academic board and the leadership of the university for this contribution. But ultimately, the congratulatory message goes to, we are waiting for what the regulator will say, but I want to assure you that management is going to fully pursue that until that center of excellence in food integrity and food security is established. On that note, I want to thank you all for coming. Good evening.
will take the closing prayer, and this will be said by Reverend Professor Kankambwedu. Let's welcome him.
With one accord, let us be on our feet. Indeed, Father, we have every cause to glorify your holy name. We did start with your name, and this is how far you have brought us. You have spoken through your Son on the oracle of food. We pray that whatever we have heard here will be used and utilized for the good of our nation and even beyond. Father, we also continue to pray that you imbue our university people with knowledge who will come to unearth things hidden, that at the end of the day will have every cause to say that you have blessed our university. As you're about to leave, we ask him that your presence will go with us. Carry us on your eagle wings, that we continue to glorify your holy name. Now the peace of God that passes to all understanding be with you now and forevermore. Amen.
We shall remain standing as the Vice Chancellor recesses. Kindly note that we'll have a photo session out of this auditorium.